Now, on behalf of Wake Forest University, we want to welcome you to this year's John W. Hatch Lecture and Symposium. This is the 10th annual Hatch Lecture and Symposium, so we're celebrating a decade of gathering and a decade of recommitting ourselves to the demands of justice.
All the disparities that when it relates to environment and pollution, et cetera, was happening in the South. There's no accident that the environmental justice movement and the civil rights movement both were birthed in the South.
So in the Heirs Property Project, what we do is help folks who are in that situation try to preserve their property, try to gain clear title, and access the privileges of home ownership that they would have had if their ancestors had had access to the legal resources.
And we all were kind of standing there like, okay, so now what do? We need to do something. And it's always when you get this incredible message like what we heard this morning that pushes us into, okay, so where do we go from here? How do we actually make a difference, and what does that look like for us?
I met Dr. Hatch at the School of Public Health at UNC, and he mentored to many of us because at that time there were only 15 African American students in the entire school.
And so this is derivative of this new administration sort of removing itself from the World Health Organization, global health initiatives. However, it also speaks to the broader lack of compassion for those that are most vulnerable among us.
And to be honest with you, this is the first time I've seen a collaborative like this that's been intentionally created from med school.
We recognize that for us to do the work that needs to be done, we need to not only open our minds and get out of the silos and really think creatively to support transdisciplinary research that is rooted in faith-based values that can address issues in faith communities and beyond.
My colleagues did some research earlier this year and found that really the population that is not working, who enrolled in Medicaid, are older women.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because you know that we have a very unjust health system. I'm afraid my message is not very encouraging here. I'm going to talk about the fact that justice is not always just. The government's not always just. Courts are not always just. The agencies are not always just.
And was responsible for the faith health work there that really owes its existence to Dr. Hatch.
There are very few things in healthcare where you save more than you spend. Flu shots being an example, there aren't very many. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't allow people access to healthcare, right? We're the richest country in the world. That's crazy.
Most importantly, we're excited that each and every one of you were able to join us today.
And so I ask us, what does justice demand of us? It demands no less.
So intergenerationally, we will win. We're bound to win. Thank you very much.